Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. How are you guys doing? Well, I hope. Well, I hope. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day. We made it. We're halfway there. Whatever there may be. Wherever there may be. And that's regardless if you work on the weekends or not. Keyword work. We are halfway there, meaning to the weekends. And that is regardless if you have to work or not. Keyword being work. Because when you do work hard and when you do have the ability and you don't have a problem with getting out there and making your money, and that's regardless if you have a partner or not. But obviously, if you have a partner who is working as well, duh, that's even better. Two incomes are always better than one, right? Right. But the key word being work, because when you do have a job, and when you have a decent job at that, it really lessens the chance that you will be the type of person, hold on, who allows themselves to be bribed, to be bribed, like the title says, to be bought and paid for, right? And obviously, we have that major issue in politics, and they do make a decent amount of money, right? In a whole bunch of different areas. But where they make a majority of it, where these politicians make a majority of their money is by being bought and paid for, is by being bribed, is by kowtowing to the special interest groups who fund them. But when I speak on people being bought and paid for, not only am I speaking on that, I'm talking about people in general, whether that be in our everyday life as well as on here. Because what I realize and recognize and have come to understand, even if I don't accept it, I definitely get it. There's some people who are just simply bought and paid for. They are so corrupted, and some to the point, we can circle back to the rose-colored glasses that a lot of people see through. They don't even see it, recognize it, none of that, to even be able to acknowledge that that's what it is, you know? But when you have a job and you're taking care of your business and you're paying your bills, hey, Uncle Plug, good morning, in the YouTube sense, right? As well as in our everyday lives, that's not even an option. That's not even a thing. Can't nobody buy you. You're not able to be in anybody's quote unquote pocket. You know what I mean? How are you doing, Uncle Plug? Thanks for being here. And I'll read what I put in the description. Hold on. And like the thumbnails, as you see on the thumbnail, it's just simple. Bribe spelled out with money. A lot of people allow for themselves to be bribed, and therefore that messes up whatever dignity, integrity, morals that they have, as well as the things that they allow to not only be done to them, but as well as the things that they allow and accept to be done to people that they claim to care for, especially if that person they claim to care for does not have them in their pockets. Okay? They support them other ways. So anyway, hold on. Let me see. I think so. That has so many meanings completely outside of politics. And I've noticed that that is the case with people on here as well. And it's a sad state. It's a sad state. It's a sad thing to witness, as well as I can imagine it has to be a sad thing for someone to allow. You know what I mean? As a grown individual. You said, I'm good, just headed to work. Cool beans. Keyword being work, meaning you can't be bought and paid for when you're completely taking care of yourself and whoever you need to be taken care of. That's not a thing, you know what I mean? And I like this ticker I chose. It says because there's plenty of people who get so many things misconstrued, not even just the game. But when it comes to this saying that I have on this, y'all hear me? I need to reload it. Somebody just called me. My bad, y'all. I got a phone call, so I think it messed my stuff up. Excuse me. So yeah, like the ticker says, because a lot of people get it messed up, get the saying mixed up. They'll say money is the root of all evil. No, it is not. Hey, P Stone, Pretty V, what's good? Good morning. What's up with you? How are you doing? And said OSD says good morning to you, V. Hey, OSD, good morning. How are you doing? Well, I hope. I seen you out. I seen you been out there getting them buckets. I seen you 2 times for the 2 time out there getting them buckets. I hope you guys are doing well. So they'll say simply the love. I'm not the love. Excuse me. They'll say simply money is the root of all evil. No. Money is a necessity in this day and age that we are living in. Now, that is a fact, okay? That is a complete fact. Hey, SBK, good morning. How are you doing? Well, I hope it's the love for that money. Buckets on buckets on buckets. Hey. It's the love for that money that is the root to all evil, okay? Even when it comes to jobs, if they know that you are just simply a money hungry individual and that's all you care about, hold on. Obviously, they're going to get all they can get out of you with no regards as to what is left once they've gotten what they need. You know what I mean? They don't care if having you work crazy behind hours. Shout out to Cool Beans Incorporated. Ooh, hold on. Ooh. They will have no regards for you other than you doing the job they need you to do, and they know that they're gonna pay you for such. They don't care if that's time away from your family. They don't care if you are starting to get burnt out. Now, we talked about before, there's a difference between your body and your mind just getting burnt out from working or just doing too much, and someone being burnt to freak out. So I'm not talking about the case of someone being burnt to freak out, even though there are people who are burnt to freak out who can also experience burnout. Jobs won't care. First of all, a lot of jobs don't care about that, regardless if they feel like you money hungry or not. But when they feel or they know that you are money hungry, they definitely don't care. Hold on. Hey, Riaz. I think it's afternoon for you. Good afternoon, Riaz. Blessings. I hope you are well. Thank you for being here. Hey, Flying Low. Good Wednesday, isn't it? Isn't it? I say. I say. And I am so enlightened, guys. I'm so enlightened, excuse me. And certain things are just really magnified for me. So I guess it's safe to say that I am on one. I am completely on one, but not in the negative sense. It can be negative depending on, you know, depending. Because I am definitely like my senses to certain things are definitely heightened, especially when it comes to certain people. And I'm not letting nothing slide. I'm not letting nothing slide. I'm not taking no shorts. I'm not dealing with nothing lackluster. None of that. While also not providing my folks, I make it a point to not provide them with anything lackluster and give them lackluster energy. I don't give them lackluster support. You know what I mean? They definitely don't get no shorts from me. So, yeah, I don't feel like I need to accept that from anybody when I know I didn't give that up, right? So, anyhow, when I speak on bought and paid for, that is in multiple senses. And when it comes, and on multiple fronts, when it comes to on here, I'm sorry. And I know not everybody agrees, but this message is most definitely approved by Cool Beans Incorporated. I don't care whose pocket you may have been in for years, okay? I don't care whose pocket you may be in currently. I don't care about whose pocket you may be hoping to be in the future, okay? If I notice that you lack the ability to have certain set morals and standards and boundaries, not only for yourself, but in regards to me, if you say you rock with me, and really anybody else, and it's simply because you are in the pocket of other people, or you're looking to gain any type of favor from these other people, I'm really going to lose respect for you. I'm really going to lose respect for you And you are likely to be one of those people who I cut off and just remove and get far from away from me without making a big hubbub. Okay? Because that is not something that needs to be made a big hubbub about. And like I said before, I have the ability to get people away from me without making a big hubbub. A big hubbub is made, if I choose to make it one, when there's disrespect, okay? And put it. But me simply just wanting to get you away from me because in this case, I realize that you are bought and paid for. I don't need to make a big hubbub about that. But I'm definitely not taking no shorts. I don't care who it's for. I'm not taking no shorts. I'm not accepting anything luster when it comes to you rocking with me. If you rock, there's no gray area, guys. You either rock with me or you don't. Period. You either rock with me or you don't. I either rock with you or I don't. There's no gray areas. And I'm not bought and paid for. I'm not in anybody's pocket. I work very hard for mine. Okay? And that's regardless of me being monetized or not. Because guess what? Like we talked about before, there's so many other ways that YouTube allows on this app, for one, to get any type of monetary gain. And that's something that I'm just simply not pressed about. Because if I was, it wouldn't be this message on the ticker. It would be my Cash App, or it would be the message on the ticker as well as my Cash App being inserted, or my Cash App being inserted into the chat. That has never been the case. And there's only one time that I ever provided somebody with my Cash App on this app, and that was many, many moons ago. Shout out to Auntie Cena. No, banking season is never over, P Stone. Anybody can get banked. And like I said before, that's regardless if they care or not, because it's not for them to care. Duh. Because if I bank you, that means that you have already showed me, whether that is through your actions or lack of action, what it is. Like, banking season is like all your allergies. There is no break from it. You know how you have some people who have all your allergies and you have some people who have seasonal allergies? No, this is not a seasonal thing. Hold on. And like I said, I'm not taking any shorts. I'm not, listen, guys, I have the ability to read when somebody is trying to be shady, okay? When someone is trying to be shady, when they are being passive aggressive, when they are making little backhanded or underhanded comments. I'm not stupid. I have the ability to pick up and identify these things, as well as, like I told y'all before, I have been guilty with being on the passive aggressive side. And y'all know, I'll say it loudly and proudly. I will post whatever and talk about, hold on, whatever I want to talk about. I want to talk about it, and I don't feel the need to insert any missing puzzle pieces for anybody, as well as I don't have a problem with putting a name on it, you know? It's whatever I feel like doing in that moment. So I most definitely have the ability to pick up when someone is putting it down in that way, right? And I try to have a certain level of patience and understanding with certain people that I rock with because I believe context is everything. Not it. Not only is it key, but it's everything in regards to dealing with people to a certain extent. Because when you know what someone has going on amongst themselves to a certain extent, especially when it comes to up top, how can you not have a level of understanding and patience with that? You know what I mean? And we have done multiple lives discussing the many different mental health issues that are out there and how to deal with them, not only as somebody who may be experiencing them, but if you have somebody that you rock with or that is in your life who may have one or more of those set mental health issues. So I find that very tricky for me sometimes. Hold on. So those are the ones who I show extra grace to on this app in regards to everyone being a grown individual and being held responsible for their actions, their words, or their lack of actions in regards to me. Because I'm not taking any shorts. I'm not taking any shorts in the way in which I'm supported. And I'm not taking any shorts when it comes to people who don't have an issue with other people blatantly violating and disrespecting me, and it's not warranted. Especially if they don't have an issue coming on here and chastising and giving their thoughts and their opinions on the disrespect that others lay out to other people and the ways in which they do that. Once I realized that you don't have the ability to keep it a beam, and I'm not saying people need to speak on every bit of disrespect that occurs on this app. I'm not saying that at all. That's not realistic unless that's what you want your page to be about, your channel to be about. I'm not everybody's representative. I'm not no union rep. You know what I mean? But when it comes to me, and if you call yourself being cool with me and I'm cool with you, yeah, you're going to need to have the ability to call it a bean if you're going to be calling it. You are going to have the ability to call it a bean, to keep it a bean, and call a thing a full thing if you out here doing that. You know what I mean? Now you have some people who are more on the timid side. You have more some people that I rock with who are just simply positive, so they don't engage with none of that at all. But the ones that I know who do and don't have a problem calling the thing a thing, and you rock with me, and you've been riding the fence, kowtowing, and primarily because you are bought and paid for, whether that is through Cash App, whether you are monetized and people are sending you money through there, whether they are supporting your stuff all super crazy. So you may be bought and paid for in that way, which will make you not want to call a thing a thing. I don't care what your reasoning or the context that you are bought or paid for. I'm going to get you away from me and far away from me and then let you be bought and paid for in peace. Because I can't respect that. That means you let almost anything go. You go for anything. And I can't respect that. Number one, I can't respect that you will let and go for almost anything when it's coming from people who are bought, who have you in their pocket. Okay? And then number two, when those same people have flung crazy, wild disrespect my way, and I don't care who if you rock with them or not, and you lack the ability to call a thing and keep it a bean, I'm likely to get you away from me, especially if you make it your duty to go around doing that in regards to other things, you know? I may get you away from me, I may not. That's my business. But it's definitely a possibility, and it's definitely like more than likely because I'm not beat. I'm not really beat, guys. Hey, Stoner. Good morning. How you doing? Well, I hope. And not even solo dolo. Like I rock with a lot of people, and a lot of people rock with me. But we're not going to do that. I'm not beat for that. And to keep it a bean, if people are supporting you, sharing your stuff, shouting your stuff out, supplying you with any type of monetary gain on here, I would like to think because they genuinely rock with you. So if that's the case and they genuinely rock with you, they shouldn't have an issue with you calling a thing and keeping it a bean. If you're wrong, you're wrong, period. And then also, nobody's perfect. We all fall short. But I want anybody who has the mentality that just because you may have done some fucked up shit in your past towards other people, not nothing illegal, just in general, whether you cussed them out, called them this, called them that, especially if you have certain things going on up top and it is a known fact. Okay? Please don't have the mentality that just because you may have been negative or went through some things in your past or said certain things in your past, that now in your present, especially when you are trying to be better and you are better than where you were last year or 2 years ago, that means that as a grown individual, you're not allowed to call somebody out when they're wrong and call a thing and not ride the fence about it. And that's regardless if that's me, if that's for me or anybody else. Please don't have that mentality. And if there's anybody who has ever put that in your head, please get them away from you. Please. More work on the way. Yes, so much more. Shout out to OSD. Let's see. Hey, G Mama Body. How you doing? Good morning. Well, I hope. I really want, because nobody's perfect. We're not perfect. I really want you to get that out of your head. Okay? Especially when you are apologetic about it. You have made amends where you need to make amends, as opposed to certain people on here that just do foul things to people with no regards about nothing, no accountability, no nothing. And then they have people who follow them blindly that don't require that from them because they don't care. Yeah, P, like, hold on, y'all. I'm about to put y'all on hold for a second. If you stay, you stay. If you don't, I take it. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Why everybody want to call me now? So yeah, please get that out of your head. If you have that in your head, and please get people away from you if they like to try to remind you when you are calling them out about something that you yourself at one time in your past has exhibited that behavior. Okay? Because that don't got nothing to do with the price of the tea in China, and that is being done and said in a way to deter you from calling a thing. Okay? Period. Especially if you know that you have changed for the better and you try to move in a different way. Now, if you're just a piece of shit and you haven't tried to make any type of change, then yeah, mom needs to be the word because I've definitely witnessed that on here. There's a lot of people who just really need to keep their mouth shut and sit on their hand. There's people who need to keep their mouth shut, excuse me, and they need to sit on their hands, but they don't. But they really should because they don't stand for shit and they're pieces of shit. So when you don't stand for shit and then you're also a piece of shit, I need you not to say shit. Just watch, okay? And I mean that wholeheartedly. Yes, cool beans. That's not my issue. You better pick up a hobby or something. And we spoke on hobbies before on here. I think that was when we were doing our in real life series. We discussed hobbies. Maybe I'll reshare that to my wall because there's a lot of folks who need to get them some. There's a lot of folks who need to get themselves some hobbies. And there's really a lot of folks who need to start standing for something. And that's regardless if somebody is providing you with any type of support, monetary gain, any of that. I wouldn't care how many times they share your stuff and shout you out. If you sit idly by and you don't call a thing, and it's solely because of that, I'm going to lose respect for you. I honestly couldn't give a fuck if no one acknowledged my growth as long as I'm invested in my own life. Exactly. Exactly. G Mama Body. And that's my whole point. It doesn't matter if somebody has came on here and treated somebody a certain type of and treated people a certain type of way in their past, especially when they weren't well. That's not a solid reason to not have the ability to call a thing in your current life. And that's whether it's on here or not. You know what I mean? At least in my opinion. And people shouldn't make it a point to remind you of your past when you're calling somebody out on something. And I've seen that happen. Somebody will call somebody out on something about something foul that they did, and they'll say, "Oh, well, you know this, and you know you did this and that, and this and that," and then that person will be like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." No, ain't no, "Oh, yeah, you're right." Especially when you know you have made amends with whoever you need to make amends with. You don't let nobody do that to you. That's like somebody who is overweight, who did the work to lose that weight and get themselves to a healthy point, and you may have a friend or a loved one who is overweight, so you may try to encourage them to lose that weight. That's like them saying to you, "Wasn't you just fat last year? You can't tell me nothing." Especially if you're not doing it in a nasty way. You know what I mean? In a foul way. You're doing it in a lovingly way. That is exactly like that. Yeah, you were overweight last year, but you did the work to drop that weight. So yes, you most definitely can encourage the next person to do the same. And yes, if you see somebody, if you're with somebody that you care for, eating some shit they ain't got no business eating, it's okay to say that's not the healthiest thing for you to be eating. And it doesn't matter if you was overweight last year. Oh yeah, I already know. I've been got her out the way. But never mind them. Never mind them. They don't care about themselves, let alone anybody else. And those are definitely monkeys I need to get off my back. While understanding and not having an issue with people that I rock with, rocking with them. I don't care if people I rock with people who I don't rock with. But I'm not going to lie. When it's people who have violated me and disrespected me wild and crazy, yeah, I have the ability to see how you move. And if you move in a way that you act like you're okay with that shit, I might get you the fuck away from me. That's just the best way to explain it. I'm likely to get you the fuck away from me. Because it's one thing to be cool with foul motherfuckers. It's a total different thing for you to be cool with them doing some foul shit to me. I'm not everybody's representative. Okay? I'm not no union rep. I speak on me and things in regards to me when it comes to that type of stuff. So once again, I have no issue with people being cool with people who have disrespected me. And I don't even put the amount, I don't hold much weight in the amount of years that you've been rocking with somebody on here. I don't care if you've been rocking with or they've been rocking with you for 10 years and you only knew me for one. If it starts to show me that you have no issue with the shit they done to me and it wasn't warranted, I'm going to get you the fuck away from me. It's more than likely that that's going to happen. I'm sorry. And it just is what it is. Hold on. I don't know any simpler way to put it, you know? And that's the most respectful way I can put it. Same with Flip. Flip was my boy. But what we're not going to do, you're not going to be on nobody's panel who has an issue with me and then begin to answer questions that they ask you about me. You don't answer a bitch ass thing in regards to me from somebody who is disrespectful or who has an issue with me. So I did not respect that, as well as him being okay with the type of disrespect that was shelled out. So yeah, you guys to go. Same with multiple people. And not everybody agrees with that. And I understand that. Some look at that like it's childish. Some look at it like like it's this, like I said, that's your business and your prerogative. It's not my job to care about how you cope with that. It was my job to make sure I treated you well and in a way to where you should have never been comfortable with allowing that type of shit to happen, let alone being mute when that shit has happened multiple times. I don't respect it. I'll get you away from me. Hold on. My bad. Like I told y'all, it's simple, but it's not easy in regards to me. It just is what it is. I may not be, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And there's some of you who it may suit you to just deal with people who don't have no morals on this app. You know what I mean? Who don't have no boundaries, who don't have no self-respect, who don't have no respect for you. And that's just me speaking broadly, not to anybody in this chat. It really will probably best suit. No, your phone wasn't tripping. I utilize my mute button. Some don't. I do. Some people just really don't have it in them. You know what I mean? And that may not be a good thing, or that may be a good thing or a bad thing. Who am I to say? I just know how I give it up and what I accept. You know, from anybody, let alone on here, and most definitely in my real life outside of here. But I also understand not everybody gives it up in that way. And that's cool beans until it's not. And I get you away from me. That's it. Now your phone wasn't tripping, girl. You know I'm unorthodox, like a left-hand boxer, and which really not so much these days. But I am most definitely unorthodox, like a left-handed boxer. Although these days, boxers are learning how to, make it do what it do with both them hands, as they should, as they should. And I love when they do it and don't even make a big hubbub about it. So when they're in the ring, you know, they won't even see it coming. They weren't expecting that. They just knew on paper that you're strong with your right hand. They had no clue what that left do. I love to see that. Love to see that. A lot of people underestimate other people and then begin to think that they're going to treat them in a certain way because they're nice and because they have the ability to be a regular person on this app. Something is the thing to do to be disrespectful towards them. And then when you show them something, then it's this, then it's that, and then it's, oh, you didn't need to say that, and oh, that was too far, oh, this, oh, that. Oh, well, you could have just, you know, you know. Only problem I have when I log off is Nika getting on my case. Listen, as she should. As she should. Everybody should have people around them who don't have an issue with getting on that ass when it's needed. Digging in that ass, pause, when it's needed. Okay? Nor should you want to be anybody's do boy or do girl. He said, "P, leave my girl." Right. I'm definitely going to tell her. He always talking junk. He always talking junk. Look, G Mama, he's still sour that when OSG was doing his music live, he said Mika was giving us all 8 songs, but she has a good catalog of songs to share, and he was getting all tender about that. He said, "Oh, you giving all our songs away?" You giving all our songs away. Yeah, give us some more. It was good songs. Shoot, they were good songs. For sure. Stoner, what you got going on? Or you just dropped in and say, hey, what's up real quick? You said those are my songs too, B. Oh wow, Sharon is Karen, son. Shoot. Those are good behind songs. Don't be stingy. You said, see, maybe you need it. I'm telling you, hell yeah. I'm glad she be on his ass. As she should. And like I said, as anybody should, if it's people that you rock with or you care for, and if they start to be falling short, help pick them up. And what comes with that is holding them accountable. And sometimes what comes with that is digging in their ass. Shout out to F&M. Shout out to Blaze. Shout out to Dragon. They will dig in my ass, pause, when it's needed. And when you are a self-aware person, you have the ability to take heed, not offense, which is very important. Which is very important, or else you will never grow. And some people don't want to grow, and that's their business and their prerogative. But if your lack of growth gets in the way of what I got going on and affects me in any way other than positively, I'm likely to get you out the way if I'm not able to really get you to get on the good foot. You said my daughter bullies me too. She done reversed the roles. Since she has her own child, she thinks she is my mother, right? Trying to tell you what to do, what you should be doing. Mom, you know you shouldn't be eating that. Blah blah blah. But it's all love. It's all love. That's so funny. You said blah blah blah. I'm not that bad. Nobody. No. It's just whatever areas that she may see. Because see, y'all are cool outside of here. You know what I mean? So whatever areas or whatever things she may see that you got going on, she gonna let you know about it, as she should, and as you should when it comes to her. That's the type of relationship y'all have, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's iron sharpens iron. Iron most definitely sharpens iron. Nobody wants to walk around here being dull. It's mine. You should not be wearing that. You're a whole grandma. It's like, yo, first of all, calm down. Second of all, calm down. G mama. So let's say, first of all, calm down. Second of all, calm down. I'm not showing up to no grandma events at the school. You know what I mean? On my whoop whoop. So long as I'm not showing, long as you're not showing up to no events at the school or no doctor's appointments or nothing like that, on your whoop whoop. Tell her first of all, calm down. Second of all, calm down. That's funny. Not a whole grandma tell her say calm down, okay? Because I'm still a grown woman. And if I want to be on that woo woo, that's your business. So, oh God, I wore my grandma dress one day, and my grand and my grandma and my grandson said, "Gigi, what you got on is ugly." You gotta just tell them like, "Look, baby, you know your mom, so calm down, all right, and calm down, and let's do this thing." That's so funny. Oh shoot, I'm just happy y'all are tight knit. 'Cause that's a blessing. There's a lot of people who are not tight knit with their family at all, and for some, it takes some type of tragedy to happen in order for them to become tight knit, and that's sad too. It's sad if it takes for something tragic to happen or for there to be a death in the family for that to take for that to occur in order for everybody to come together if they've been able to come together. But if we're gonna keep it a being, that is just a fact in a lot of families, you know. You said right, these kids be tripping. Yeah, we are real close. That's a blessing. Word is bond. That's a smooth blessing. And shoot, you got family members that feel like you shouldn't call them, you shouldn't be able to call them out, or you shouldn't want to call them out and hold them to account simply because they are your family member. When in reality, you being my family member is enough reason to where you shouldn't even be doing anything or acting in any ways to where now we are at a point to where I need to call you out. Never mind you feeling like I shouldn't be calling you out or want to call you out because we are family members. No, 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 no. I expect you to know better and to want to do better as opposed to Joe Schmo on the street. That's where a lot of people get that misconstrued too. Same when it comes to friends. You know what I mean? There is no because we are friends or because we are cordial or because we have a rapport, you can't be called out if you are acting in a messed up, foul way that I am not accustomed to you acting. And that is just simply not right in regards to me. You know what I mean? There is none of that. Because that fact in itself should be a major factor in never mind what you got going on with other folks. The fact that we are cool in itself should be enough to where you not do no type of foul fugazi mess in regards to me or outside of me in regards to anybody that you are cool with. You know what I mean? So therefore, if you do and you get called out on it, don't bring up the fact that we cool because that wasn't a fact in whatever it is that you did. That wasn't a factor in that decision making that you decided to partake in. You have to think about stuff like that. Don't understand how people who detach themselves from your adult childhood. Hold on, let me say. It says, don't understand how people who detach themselves from their adult childhood because they don't agree on their lifestyles. Parenting does not end, just different parenting. Exactly. Either way, that is your child. But also understanding that we have to protect our peace. Most definitely, that is your child. You know what I mean? You know how many kids get discommunicated from their family, mainly boys, mainly men, because they are gay? And because they decided to be openly gay, and some because of strong religious reasons, some for cultural, things. But nonetheless, that is your child. You know what I mean? Now, you may need to set certain boundaries with them and as far as certain things that they may not like or appreciate. You know what I mean? And that just is what it is. But you just communicate them as a whole. You know what I mean? And stuff like that leads to the very high percentage of gay people who self-delete, primarily because they are discommunicated from their family, are disrespected and disregarded, as well as discommunicated from their friend groups, as well as disrespected and disregarded. That plays a major factor in as to why a lot of people who are gay, both on the low and on the high, why they self-delete. You know, if it's your child, it's your child. Period. Even when they make certain mistakes, especially when they are young, that is your child, and the onus is on you to do the work to get whatever straightening needs to be done with them, to get any correction done with them, whatever you need to do. Now, obviously, sometimes people have to learn the hard way, but you still need to be able to say, once the dust is settled, that you did all you could do for and in regards to them. You know what I mean? In my opinion, anyway. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Jeez. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm done. Cool beans. Yeah, girl. Listen, we live in a wild behind society, man. Every day is a risk. There's a lot of people who are just simply not well. And then you have people who, are well, and they may have reached a certain point where the bubble done popped. It's very important to be vigilant. You never know what people have going on with themselves in this worldly world that we are living in. It's unconditional love that is lacking. Yeah, while still holding them accountable and wanting them to do better and get better. You know what I mean? Like we talked about before, there's a lot of people on just multiple aspects, on multiple fronts, excuse me, and that's outside of parenting as well, who want to enjoy the fruits without the labor. You can't enjoy the fruits without the labor, you know? Hold on. And really, nor should you want to. The same way we teach these kids when they become of working age, in the same way we came to understand and realize that when you work hard for something, you are more likely to take care of and preserve it. You know, those of you that may have children or nieces or whatever, or younger siblings, not all, because some know how to take care of their stuff. But there's those who are very reckless and inconsiderate in regards to things like shoes and this and that when they are not paying for them, when they are being bought for them, whether it's by the parent or whoever. But then when they get of working age and they are working, or even if they simply just get an allowance for doing chores, whatever have you, and then they spend their money on something, if you ever pay attention and notice, they tend to give it a little more care. They tend to give it a little more care. Same when they reach adulthood. It can be something as simple as, you know, never agreeing with or understanding why somebody didn't want somebody to not have shoes be worn past the threshold, past the front of the house. You know what I mean? Then they get older, they have their own house, and then they understand. Yeah, take them shoes off. You're not about to be trekking, excuse me, all of which is going on outside throughout my house. You know, that's just a simple example. I seen this video. This woman did not play, and she obviously didn't just let any old body in her house. Number one. So number two, her set people, you know, who would come and pay her company. She had house shoes for them. I was so tickled when I seen that. And she said they were tickled and thrown off by it initially, but it was just something they grown accustomed to. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, having just your socks on or whatever have you. You want to be comfortable up in this piece. She had all of them had their own set of house shoes, slippers. I thought that was so cute and considerate because it's like, okay, she set this boundary for her house. She don't want you to wear shoes in her house, but she also understands how that can be, you know, an off-putting thing for some people who are not accustomed to that. So she said, shoot, I'm gonna meet you halfway with mine. I'm gonna get you some house shoes, some slippers for you to wear and replace them shoes that I don't want past, you know, being worn past the front of my house. I can look myself in the mirror and respect that I did mine right and did my job as a dad. That's all you can do when you know you did the work. And there's no guidelines to that. Every child is different. Shit happens. But ultimately, the onus is always on the parent to set the tone and for that child to follow suit, as well as the parent to follow suit to make sure that that child is doing what they need to do. And sometimes it is a lot of work to maintain that, but it's your job because it's your child. Never mind if you feel like they should be making it easy for you. Whoever told you it was going to be easy? Who told you that? And why did you think that? Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day. I might come back this afternoon if I feel like it because I can. And I hope y'all have a great day and you're able to get something out of this. Thank you for everybody that came. Thank you to the Power Dwellers. Thank you to anyone who will catch the replay. Happy Wednesday. Bye.